How do students feel about their English before they join my virtual immersion? And more importantly, how do they feel after, and what results do they have? Let's hear from 4 people who took the program Business English Mastery so that you can hear and see for yourself. When a new student enrolls in Business English Mastery, I always ask them, what difficulties do you have speaking English? Listen to what 4 students said in response to that question, and maybe you're feeling some of the same things, so you'll see that you are not alone. Justine, a project manager in Morocco, didn't speak English enough in her job, and so she didn't feel confident.
I learned English during my study in Nigeria, and for my previous job, I speak English only by email or sometimes very few, little bit, sometimes by for some presentation. But now I start a new job, and I need to speak more, more fluent, and not thinking to speak or to search my words.
And Paul Emmanuel felt that her English was okay, but she was still afraid.
I think my level isn't so bad, but I'm afraid to fail.
Okay, got it.
Yes, and I prefer to avoid, and yes, I'm not very courageous, I think.
Then there's Dmitry, the Russian airline pilot who wanted better grammar and more vocabulary.
So that's why, I need to, I think, work on grammar, particularly for conditionals. Also, I'd like to work on my pronunciation, because sometimes even if you know words, people cannot understand you because you pronounce it in wrong way, right?
Definitely.
So, and it makes you shy, because why? I said the word what I really know, but they don't understand me. What is going on wrong? So it's actually a little bit upset me sometimes.
Right.
And also, I'd like to expand my vocabulary bank.
And Maxence, a French coach and founder of his own company, who just felt bad about his English in general.
I think I had the same difficulties with all the part. Well, I feel myself very low in each sport.
Each person had their own unique fears and insecurities about speaking English, but they also had a lot of things in common. They knew that they could do better. They knew that it was important for their future and for their career. It was important for their personal satisfaction also, and so they decided to do something to change their situation. Was it an easy decision? Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes you're busy and you hesitate.
Before I've had no any time, because I was really, really busy on my job.
Or you're worried about your level of English at the beginning.
At the beginning, I had a lot of apprehension. I was afraid not to be enough advanced.
Sure, yeah, right.
In English.
But despite those hesitations, you know that you're ready for something different. You're tired of feeling that frustration, tired of feeling afraid every time you have to speak in English. And you just want someone to help you to get unstuck so that you can feel better about yourself, about using English in your job, your current and your future opportunities. So how did they feel after they finished Business English Mastery? Justine felt more confident.
It's easier to write or to speak in English with some Chinese colleague So it was my main objective, my main goal, and I think it's done.
Paul Emmanuel felt more credible, more legitimate.
I feel very confident and legitimate also to speak in English.
Right.
And the return of the partners and also the teachers were so encouraging that I stopped feeling guilty when I
Right? Yeah, sure. Yeah, right.
when I spoke in English, and it was very, very a valuable experience. And thank you very much, Christina.
Dimitri felt like he spoke more like a native speaker.
I improved my kind of, I'd like to say, book of metaphors and colloquial expressions.
Yeah.
Now I can use pretty much a lot of expressions, actually. I think it's also making your speech more natural, more, how to say, it's like a close to natives.
And Maxence felt great.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I remember that when we did the before evaluation, I was a bit stressed out or at the beginning, and at the end, I feel great.
Awesome. All right. And that's the same confidence and satisfaction that so many other students have felt after they completed Business English Mastery. And now it's your turn to make that change. For complete details on the Virtual Immersion program, Business English Mastery, go ahead and click the link below the video.